Right now on Chris 6 Sunrise, Governor Greg Abbott is announcing assistance for low-income families. How this change is expected to help with affordable housing across the state.
Plus, potentially cheaper water, big promises, and a new desal proposal heading to Corpus Christi city leaders. But can the company actually deliver? We'll have some answers for you coming up.
And a new change is coming for those who have student loans, and it's expected to impact all current repayment plans when this is expected to go into effect.
Good Wednesday morning, everyone. You made it halfway through the week. Proud of you. You are waking up with the Hoffmans today. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. You're also waking up with meteorologist Stephen Jones. He has a look at our forecast to get us ready. Let's bring in some good vibes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, you guys. It's a good Wednesday morning so far. Not jacket worthy out there. We're waking up to the 70s and the 80s along the coast. The heat and humidity is going to be the big story as we're heading out there this afternoon. We could see 1 or 2 showers along the sea breeze, but the by far majority of us going to be staying dry as we head out there today. You can see the good deck of cloud cover overhead from our studio Skycam. That's helping to keep us so warm this morning, along with the dew points in the upper 70s. That's meaning temperatures also rounding out in those upper 70s and lower 80s. 82 degrees that temperature in Port Aransas, Rockport, and from the Naval Air Station right now. The cool spot going to be Hebronville, coming in at 77 degrees, 79 out there in Alice. And with the dew point so high, we are seeing some fog out there in Alice as well, since those winds are just a little bit calmer under the 10-mile-an-hour mark. Just a pocket of it there, but the rest of us coming in clear so far, luckily. Through the rest of our Wednesday, going to be on the warm up with that sunshine coming out. I'm forecasting 90 degrees here in Corpus Christi with, of course, those stray showers possible, but unlikely for most of us today. Winds out of the southeast about 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusting upwards of 20 to 25 miles an hour this afternoon. But let's get you ready for your Wednesday morning as you're getting ready to hit the roadways. So far, so good out there. We haven't been tracking any of those major slowdowns, at least. If you're hitting the Harbor Bridge to and from Portland, looking at that good and green traffic flow so far. For Robstown and Calallen commuters, both 37 and 44 looking good and green this morning. For our major thoroughfares here in Corpus Christi, Ocean Drive, SPID, and Saratoga, even Crosstown Expressway, all coming in with my favorite color to see on the map, that good and green flow so far, which means one more detour inland. Good morning, neighbors out there in Alice. So far, no slowdowns to report, but like we talked about, seeing some of those pockets of fog around, so give yourself a little bit of extra caution on the roadways nonetheless. Of course, we do have rain chances on the rise this weekend. We'll talk a little bit more about those coming up in our full 7-day forecast.
Thank you so much. That's even appreciated, sir. So Governor Greg Abbott is announcing an energy assistance for low-income Texans.
That's right, $166 million to help families maintain safe and affordable housing. Eligible households can pay for their utility bills. The fund can also pay for energy-efficient heating and cooling equipment. 35 local nonprofits and government groups will distribute the money across all Texas counties starting January 1st.
Hey everyone, I'm Drew Bishop, and it was just a month ago when Axe H2O, a private company with goals to build a desalination plant, met with city leaders. Now, they've submitted a business proposal. So I met with their chairman and CEO to find out what comes next. Up to 150 million gallons per day, privately funded, with no additional debt to Corpus Christi, with a cost of $6.50 per 1,000 gallons, and brine discharge 3 miles into the Gulf. That's what Axe H2O is promising with their desalination option. Is it too good to be true? What's your guys' response to that?
It's interesting. It depends who you talk to. When we talk to desal experts, their first reaction is, why are you charging so much? And so we're competitive with worldwide pricing in desal. So this isn't unique to us or unique to Corpus Christi. That price point, too good to be true. It's not produced here for the first time ever. It's right in line with international pricing standards for desal operations.
Well, Axe H2O officials tells Chris 6 that they met with the president and CEO of CPS Energy in May to discuss leasing some land near the Barney Davis power plant for their facility. Corpus Christi Water and the city of Corpus Christi sent us a copy of a letter they sent to Axe H2O last Friday. The letter says in part, quote, "To the city's knowledge, there is no formal land use agreement between CPS Energy and Axe H2O. The letter goes on to say that the city is in talks with CPS regarding a partnership for a desal facility on that site."
So there's a big changes coming for student loan repayment starts next month. All current income-driven plans will be gone, replacing with a single option of its kind, the Repayment Assistance Plan, or RAP. Also, the only plan offering loan forgiveness moving forward, with the standard repayment plan as the other option. If you currently have a federal student loan, some types will be phased out. So experts say visit studentaid.gov to start.
First and foremost, find out what you have for student loans. If you're in repayment, take a look at what your repayment plan is, kind of look at your overall strategy and identify what you have done or have been doing.
So if you are enrolled in the SAVE Act, you're going to need to make a decision sooner rather than later. Otherwise, you're going to be automatically enrolled in a plan that may not benefit your bank account. The change happens July 1st.
A tick-borne illness is on the rise in the U.S. Health experts say alpha-gal syndrome is a growing problem. The CDC says as many as 450,000 people in the U.S. suffer from the illness because cases aren't required to be reported. The agency says many go undiagnosed, and a majority of symptoms can show up after eating red meat or dairy.
These ticks are everywhere. They're spreading rapidly with climate change and with land use change.
Hart says the best protection is to not be bitten by a tick in the first place. And don't forget to check pets for ticks and take a shower to rinse off any ticks you may have missed. So if you're traveling this summer, you may have seen an increase to airfares.
Yeah, we never like to see it. Well, after the break, why prices are still climbing and how long the increase may last.
Communities in multiple states in the Midwest and South are reeling from severe weather in recent days. There has been flooding in Kansas, Missouri, and Indiana.
Over in Alabama, the heavy rain caused flooding to wash out roads, leading to at least one water rescue. So we do have meteorologist Stephen Jones here. Stephen, we've seen rain here recently, but not on that level, right?
No, not on that level so much. We have seen a couple of water rescues here, at least when we had those heavier rains a couple weeks ago. Luckily, that has dialed back a little bit. Going into next week, we're going to keep our eyes on that still because we do have fairly saturated soils, but we still need the rain, of course. In terms of that almanac data, really right now what we're dealing with is that heat and humidity, at least for the rest of the work week. Yesterday, we topped out at 91 degrees for that daytime high. At least it was shy of the record. 2023, we set 98 degrees as that record for yesterday. In terms of the rainfall, didn't pick up much, and we're still sitting at a 2-inch surplus for 2026 and likely to go down through these next few days. But as we go into next week, that's where we're starting to see rain chances back on the rise. For our Wednesday morning, though, here's a view from Sunset Island Sky Cam, courtesy of Matthews CCAC. 82 degrees here on the Laguna Madre. Winds out of the southeast 16 miles an hour, and a nice sunrise as we're getting ready heading into it for about another 20 minutes or so. In terms of our temperatures this morning, the 70s and 80s once again. 81 degrees in Ingleside, 82 there in Port Aransas and Rockport. As you work your way inland, that's where it gets a little cooler. Beeville and George West as our cool spots at 75 degrees. San Diego so far sitting at that 78 degree mark. In terms of our visibility this morning, luckily the winds are high enough. Most of us are staying pretty good on the visibility trend, but we do have some pockets of it over there into Jim Wells County. Alice reading about a mile of visibility. They were down to half a mile, so if you do run into any of those reductions in visibility, just make sure to give yourself a little bit of extra caution on the roadways this morning. For our dog walking forecast, today we've got Carlo Bubba Barrera on the board. They're from Aransas County and says their favorite place to go on a walk is just along the beaches and grab a pup cup. As we're heading out there for Carlo's walk, going to be on the warm-up. 85 degrees by 10 a.m., 88 by the time we're heading in towards lunchtime, and winds out of the south this morning, 10 miles an hour, picking up towards 15 miles an hour as we're heading into the afternoon. Now keep in mind those peak wind gusts could push about 20 to 25 miles an hour, so a little breezy out there this afternoon. In terms of the future tracker, could see 1 or 2 showers just along the sea breeze, but the by far majority of us going to be staying dry once again today, and those temperatures right on up into the lower 90s for our daytime highs. By the overnight time frame, with our additional moisture already in the atmosphere, we're seeing the redevelopment of that cloud cover. Could see some pockets of fog once again tomorrow morning, but similar story as we're going through the afternoon, just the 1 or 2 sea breeze showers, but the heat and humidity really taking over for the rest of the work week. In terms of that heat and humidity, that's going to make the feels like temperatures rise up even more. I'm forecasting 90 degrees here in Corpus Christi as we're heading towards peak heating about 3 to 4 p.m. this afternoon. That's where we're going to be feeling more like the upper 90s, if not even that century mark as we're heading out there. So today, tomorrow, and Friday, I'd say maybe a good one to take the extra water bottle along, because that heat risk is going to be in the moderate to major category, with pockets of it going from today in through the weekend until we finally start to see those rain chances on the rise. That's what's going to give us a slight dip in temperatures. Here's how it's playing out on the 7 7-day forecast with showers returning as we head into Saturday, but increasing in coverage as we head into Sunday and Monday of next week. Luckily, it brings those dip in temperatures, 90 on Sunday, down to 86 degrees by Tuesday.
Stephen, thank you. So as the war in Iran continues, fuel prices remain high. As of this morning, prices are averaging at $3.67 in Corpus Christi.
As senior national correspondent Jay Gray explains, air travelers are getting hit with more than jet fuel prices, though.
Jet fuel prices have more than doubled since the beginning of the war with Iran, a cost now being passed on to passengers at the ticket counter and in baggage claim. Airports across the country packed with summer travelers, many dealing with significant economic turbulence as they take to the skies.
We've seen average prices just for the summer months spike upwards of 20%, even higher for specific routes.
Higher ticket prices, baggage and other fees, routes closed. According to Kayak, the average cost of a domestic ticket was $293 in January. That same fare now up to $383. The airlines blaming a dramatic increase in the cost of jet fuel, the price more than double what it was before Iran closed the Strait of Hormuz, responding to military strikes by the U.S. and Israel. For some passengers, plans for a dream vacation turning into a financial nightmare.
I looked at one and it was like, went from 300 to 1,000.
Soaring costs that are forcing many travelers to cut their trips short or even cancel summer plans. Now, analysts warn even if the situation in the Middle East ends tomorrow, it would be months or even longer before it might lower the cost of tickets and fees for passengers. Jay Gray, Scripps News Group, Washington.
Thank you, Jay. So from combat deployment to college campus hallways.
After the break, I'll introduce you to a local soldier and psychologist who says some of the most important military missions happens off the battlefield.
Now, say hello to your neighbors. This is your Chris 6 News Sunrise Shoutouts.
Morning, Chris 6 team. This is Tony. I just want to wish everyone on the Coastal Bend a great morning, and everyone from the Sandbox, thanks you. Have a great day.
Hey, yo, Tony. Good morning, sir. Love to go and check out the Sandbox. Looks like a cool little spot. We hope you have a great day, too. If you want to send in your own shout out, folks, we'd love to see you. Scan that QR code you see on the screen or head on over to our website, christv.com.
This is Veterans in Focus, sponsored by the Heil Law Firm. Car wreck? Heil will help.
Military success isn't measured only on the battlefield. Some of the most important work happens behind the scenes. With that being said, I caught up with a local psychologist and National Guard member who just returned from deployment and is now continuing to serve students, veterans at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. So I can't believe it's been almost 2 years since we caught up. Catch me up on everything that's been happening in your life.
I just recently got back from my 4th combat deployment.
While many people picture military deployments as combat operations, Dr. Sarah Skelton's mission focused on people. The Texas A&M Corpus Christi psychologist spent nearly a year in Djibouti as a behavioral health officer, supporting troops across the Horn of Africa.
They're not machines, they're people. We're working with human beings, and being able to see them holistically is really helpful for keeping us mission focused.
Her days included counseling service members, advising commanders, and checking in with troops wherever they were.
I might just be intentionally hanging out with them while they're eating, asking them how their missions are going.
Skelton says deployment also gave her the opportunity to build relationships across cultures. She taught English classes to local women in Djibouti and allied forces from Japan. She also helped coordinate cultural engagement events within the Djiboutian community. Your camera roll is so colorful. It looks like you also got to experience different cultures as well. How do you think that helps the work that you do?
I think people don't think about that, but actually we have a strong history in the military of culture and inclusion and understanding the environments that we're working in and understanding the context makes us more efficient, makes us better.
Now back in Corpus Christi, she's bringing her experiences back to campus. At Texas A&M Corpus Christi, she works directly with student veterans, meeting them where they are and helping them succeed.
I think I bring that experience of being embedded, doing the prevention work. We're not pathologizing our student veterans. We're kind of saying, how can we get you to be better students? How can we help your performance? How can we help you academically?
And you know, there's no summer vacation for Dr. Skelton. She says the Office of Military and Veteran Services and the Counseling Center remain open to support students. And you know, Dr. Skelton and I covered a lot more than we can fit into one story, so you'll be seeing more of our conversations in the weeks ahead. Meanwhile, you can check out this story and my coverage of our veteran stories in our community. All you have to do is scan the QR code on your screen. It will take you to our Veterans in Focus section on our website.
So after months of bickering over immigration enforcement funding, the bill is now moving to the next step. The votes from House lawmakers over the Secure America Act.
A months-long stalemate in the U.S. House over funding for immigration and border patrol enforcement has ended. Late Tuesday afternoon, House lawmakers voted 214 to 212 to pass the Secure America Act. It's a $70 billion package that will fund ICE and Border Patrol through the end of President Trump's term.
So a federal judge has blocked a Trump administration policy that imposed a $100,000 fee on H-1B visa applications. The visa allows companies to hire highly skilled foreign workers in specialized fields. President Trump added the fee last year, arguing that the program was being overused, but a federal judge ruled only Congress can create a tax of that kind.
Bill Gates will be interviewed about Jeffrey Epstein later today. He's set to testify in front of the House Oversight Committee. It will be a closed-door, transcribed interview. A spokesperson for Gates has said he welcomes the opportunity to testify. In the Epstein files, Gates reportedly met with Epstein several times, and some of Gates' advisors were in constant contact with Epstein. The annual Congressional Baseball Game will take place today at national parks in Washington, D.C. Republicans have won the game 5 years in a row. Event organizers expect 30,000 people to be in attendance. So far, the game has already raised roughly $3 million for charity. The first Congressional Baseball Game was played back in 1909.
So a warning for parents this morning. A new social media challenge has already claimed the lives of 3 children. The Benadryl challenge is when someone takes an excessive amount of Benadryl to get high. It was first made waves in 2020, but now doctors fear it may be resurfacing. Dr. Gary Sulfer, a pediatric allergist over at Yale Medicine, says that the trend encourages kids to take 10 times the recommended daily amount.
Fatal. You can get a lot of things, but seizure, cardiovascular effects, those sorts of things can cause death in patients overdosing on Benadryl.
So doctors say you should reach for a second-generation antihistamine medication like Zyrtec, Allegra, or Claritin. So the Coastal Bend isn't the first U.S. city to face severe drought conditions, right?
Yeah, that's right. After the break, we'll compare how other cities in the same situation use desalination plants to our current situation.
Right now in Chris 6 Sunrise, we are answering your questions when it comes to our water crisis, how other cities are responding to their drought, and how it compares to our area.
And a little later, the Corpus Christi Police Department is cracking down on electronic bikes. How many have already been impounded and cited by law enforcement? Thanks for waking up with the Hoffmans, folks. I'm Michelle Hoffman.
And I'm Brian Hoffman. We got to turn things on over to meteorologist Stephen Jones. We'll look at the weather. How you doing, sir?
Well, good Wednesday morning, you guys. You know, doing pretty well today. We're waking up nice and warm and not too jacket-worthy out there. The temperatures are in the 70s and 80s, and that's all thanks to the humidity and the cloud cover overhead. That's acting as a little bit of a blanket for the Coastal Bend, if you will. Temperature-wise, right now, 79 here in town. That's the same for Beeville as well. Alice, Kingsville coming in at 78 degrees with our cool spot, Hebronville, at 70. 37 so far. And keep in mind, Alice did have that fog, but looks like it's starting to blow out of the area. Visibility back up to 5 miles now, but keep in mind, we're still going to have that cloud cover around at least for another hour or two. As we're going through the rest of our Wednesday, clearing up with plenty of sunshine into the afternoon, about 89 degrees already by 1 p.m., topping out likely at 90 here over by the International Airport with potentially a stray shower or two along the sea breeze. The majority of us are going to be staying dry today, though. In terms of those daytime highs, even more likely to hit the low to mid 90s as you work your way inland. The 80s once again along the coast, but all of us feeling like those mid to upper 90s when we go into this afternoon. That's all thanks to the humidity in our atmosphere right now. But the silver lining with that, as we head in towards the weekend, going to see these rain chances start to be on the rise, especially by the Sunday to Monday time frame, and then even into Tuesday looking like our rainiest day right now on the 7-day forecast. So something to keep in mind, but let's get you ready for your Wednesday morning as you're getting ready to hit the roadways. So far, so good out there. If you're hitting the Harbor Bridge to and from Portland, looking at that good and green color flow so far, and that's going to be the same for our Robstown and Calallen commuters. So far, no issues to report there on 37 or 44 this morning. For our major thoroughfares here in Corpus Christi, also coming in pretty similar. Ocean Drive, SPID, and Saratoga coming in with my favorite color on the board, which means one more detour inland. Good morning to neighbors up there in Beeville. So far, no issues to report once again, so a good and green coastal bend morning for all of our traffic flow maps. But of course, we do have those rain chances on the rise going into the weekend like we talked about. We'll talk a little bit more about how much we might see. That's coming up in our full 7-day forecast.
Hey everyone, I'm Leah Zora, back to answer your questions about the water crisis. And this week, many of you wanted to know about how other places do desal, and we've seen your recent comments, like this one. What have other similar cities done? Or this one, does Inner Harbor desalination have a proven track record anywhere else in the world? And this one, how does almost every country in the Middle East do it? They've been doing it for years. Now, desalination, which is turning salt water into drinking water, has been around for centuries, but modern large-scale desalination plants began emerging in the 1950s. A 2026 study published in NPJ Clean Water found that the Middle East accounts for roughly 42% of the world's operational desalination capacities. Now, here in the U.S., Tampa Bay specifically, the Tampa Bay, Florida plant has been running since 2007, producing up to 25 million gallons of drinking water a day. Now, that supplies about 10% of the region's needs. Now, Tampa, like Corpus Christi, faced similar environmental concerns over marine life impacts. Brine discharge was also heavily debated during Tampa's permitting process. Now, to get approval, many rounds of environmental sampling were required to demonstrate that the project would have minimal impacts on the ecosystem before the plant was built. But here's what makes Corpus Christi's different from Tampa, and why some scientists aren't convinced that the same playbook works here. Corpus Christi's Inner Harbor sits mostly in a closed bay system, and according to environmental advocates, because the barrier islands separate Corpus Christi Bay from the Gulf, it takes roughly 1.5 years for the water inside that bay to fully exchange. Environmental advocates argue there are few, if any, direct comparable examples of a large seawater desalination facility that's discharging into a semi-enclosed estuary system like Corpus Christi's Inner Harbor. Now, city staff has consistently pushed back against those concerns.
This is not the first Farfield report either. This is number 6. And it said the same thing that the 5 others said, which is that the change in salinity would range only from about 0.3, 0.5 to 2.0. Today, or the facts to focus on is that today salinity levels can change 10 plus points.
The EPA told TCEQ it did not plan to object to the draft discharge permit, but independent scientists pushed back, and some residents openly debated the fairness of the environmental study that concluded the plant's discharge would have minimal impacts on marine life. The debate highlights a continuing divide between city officials and some residents over the project's environmental risks. For Chris 6 News, I'm Leah Zora.
A community in mourning.
After the break, how residents are remembering a Jim Wells County constable. A heartbreaking loss has one Odom resident demanding action about the city's stray animal problem. How city leaders are responding.
Plus, so we continue to follow the screwworm cases here in Texas. I'll explain what farmers need to know when it comes to their livestock.
And recent high school graduates are being honored with the opportunity to further their education. How Coast Life Credit Union is helping Coastal Bend students reach their goals.
Now, 20 minutes of nonstop news, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
So U.S. and Navy veteran will be laid to rest in Corpus Christi this morning.
The Coastal Bend State Veterans Cemetery is holding an unaccompanied burial for Christopher Ray Flores. He served in the Navy from 1975 to 1979 and earned the National Defense Service Medal for his service. Service is set to begin at 10. A Veterans Land Board representative will accept the American flag on his behalf if no family members arrive.
I'm Melissa Trevino in Fremont, where the loss of Jim Wells County Constable Precinct 4 Frank Davila Jr. is being felt across this small community. A Fremont native, Davila spent nearly 4 decades patrolling the area he called home. But for many here, he was known for more than just his badge. For 38 years, Frank Davila Jr. served the people of Fremont and Jim Wells County. But those who knew him say his impact went far beyond law enforcement. To Colton Smith, Davila wasn't just an officer, he was a role model.
Frank Davila was for me, I would consider the embodiment of a good man. He came with you with the type of respect that you wanted to be treated with, and he only expected you to be the same.
Smith says Davila expected people, especially young men, to hold themselves to a higher standard. He remembers him as a man of good ethics who led by example.
I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Jacob Daniels, and CCPD said they're going to crack down on e-bikes, and the numbers show they're keeping that promise.
In April, Corpus Christi police started targeting illegal riding. They promised citations and impounds, and by the end of May, officers responded to 19 calls, and they impounded 14 bikes and issued 12 citations. Neighbors say they see fewer bikes on the streets, and the riding community is taking notice. Local fabricator Miguel Osorio says his group is stepping up to help.
And ultimately, it's our fault those calls are coming in. So we can keep each other more accountable and keep the community safer.
Osorio says his group is offering safety courses, and they're also helping younger riders learn the rules of the road, and he hopes the city sees them trying to be a part of the solution.
Well, good Wednesday morning there, Coastal Bend. Taking a look back at our Tuesday almanac data, we rounded out the day at 91 degrees over at the International Airport. At least it was shy of that record 98 we set back in 2023. Rainfall-wise, didn't receive anything yesterday, but still sitting at a 2-inch surplus so far for 2026. Likely to go down through the next few days, but looking into next week, likely to see that number go back up. For our Wednesday morning, here's a gorgeous view from our Sunset Island cam, courtesy of Matthew CCAC. 82 degrees here by the Laguna Madre, and temperatures not taking too much of a cool down as you work your way inland. Not looking like much of a jacket-worthy Wednesday morning. Temperatures are in the 70s and 80s. The cool spot is as you work your way inland, of course. Both Alice, George West, and Beeville all coming in at that 75-degree mark. 77 degrees across the board, it looks like, in Duval County right now towards San Diego. And along the coast, reading those 80s, 82 at Port Aransas and Rockport so far this morning. Now for our dog walking forecast. Today we've got Carlo Bubba Barrera here on the board. He's from Aransas County. Says his favorite place to take a walk is along the beaches and grab a pup cup as well. As we're heading out for Carlo's walk, going to be on the warm-up. 84 by 9 a.m. As we're heading out for that lunchtime hour, about 88 degrees, and wind-wise out of the south this morning, 10 miles an hour, picking up towards 15 miles an hour as we're heading into the afternoon, but peak gusts likely to push about 20 to 25 miles an hour, so a little bit breezy out there. In terms of the future tracker, not going to see too much rain today, but we could still see 1 or 2 stray showers develop along the sea breeze, but most of us going to be staying dry, and the heat and humidity takes over. Those 90s for our inland neighborhoods, I'm even thinking 90 by the International Airport, then the 80s along the coast, but feeling closer to those mid and upper 90s when you account for the humidity. But with that humidity, we do see the overnight cloud cover make its return, maybe a couple patches of fog into tomorrow morning, and waking up to the 70s and 80s once again before once again that heat and humidity takes over into the afternoon. On this rinse and repeat forecast, it looks like through the next few days, so the heat risk is going to be around right now. Today we're dealing with the moderate to pockets of major heat risk here in the Coastal Bend. That continues into tomorrow, getting rid of any of the minor heat risk, and even into our Friday, we are holding on to a lot of that heat and humidity, but some of the silver lining is that's going to lead to some better rain chances by the weekend. Here's how the muggy meter's shaping up. Dew points likely to round out in those mid to upper 70s as we're heading through about the next 5 days, so plenty of moisture available in the atmosphere, and those rain chances start to rise as soon as we're heading into Saturday and Sunday. Right now, the best rain chances on the 7-day forecast, that's looking at the end of it towards Monday and into Tuesday of next week. Here's how it's playing out right now. 91 degrees tomorrow and Friday, and holding on to that heat this weekend as the rain makes its return. Rain gets a little bit more widespread as we're kicking off next week with a slight dip in temperatures. 87 on Monday, 86 by Tuesday.
I'm Stephanie Molina in Odom, where residents reached out to Chris 6 with concerns about a pack of roaming dogs they say have killed pets and livestock. So after hearing their concerns, I went looking for answers from local officials about what can be done to address the issue.
You can see there's that big black one and there's a tan one there. So I don't know, they have to be somewhere in this vicinity.
Hillary Gonzalez has lived in Odom all her life, and she says roaming dogs have never been an issue until recently. She tells me that in October of 2025, a pack of dogs killed her Shih Tzu Bo. After the incident, she says she contacted officials and saw some efforts to address the issue. But now she feels things have returned to square one. I went to Odom City Hall in search of answers. I eventually got the following response. Residents are encouraged to contact City Hall to report stray, roaming, or aggressive animals so that complaints can be documented and referred to the appropriate authorities when necessary.
So the cattle population in the U.S., lowest it's been in 75 years, folks. And beef prices, those are already up by about 75% since 2020 alone. Now, a dangerous livestock pest once thought wiped out in America is back. Agricultural officials have confirmed multiple cases of New World screwworm in Texas and New Mexico, sparking fears about the beef supply and economic toll. To help cut through the concern, though, and explain this threat, we spoke with Arthur Erickson. He's the CEO and co-founder of an agricultural technology company called Hylio. It works closely with ranchers and researchers to protect livestock from disease and pests.
I'm no Nostradamus, right? So I just take everything with a grain of salt, of course. But my feeling is we are going to be able to contain it. This is actually something that we've dealt with before as a civilization, right? So it was nearly eradicated back in the 60s.
Screwworms are technically bowflies. Its larvae burrow into the flesh of warm-blooded animals, often cattle, and can be fatal if untreated. This species was eradicated in the U.S. in 1982 using a mass release of sterile male flies to break the breeding cycle. Experts say we'll do much of the same now.
The way they killed it the first time around was releasing basically sterile bugs. Once it breeds with one of these like sterilized males, it can't actually go on to further reproduce.
While the risk is real, Erickson says that the current outbreak is limited so far. Treatment is effective if infections are caught early, that is, and ranchers can use new tools to help identify sick animals faster.
The animal gets sick. I mean, it gets a fever, essentially, and this fever is actually recognizable as a temperature difference, of course. I mean, that's what a fever is. So if you were to fly over your cattle with a drone with a thermal camera on it, and if you have that tuned and set to the the right filters, you could actually notice the slight elevated temperature in some of the cattle.
Once detected, ranchers need to clean the wound, remove the maggots, and treat with insecticide and antibiotics. Erickson says that basic prevention can go a long way.
If you notice any wounds, like they scrape up against something or whatever, treat it promptly, bandage it up. Just don't give them any easy layups.
Officials warn a widespread outbreak could cost the Texas economy nearly $2 billion a year. Agricultural officials and ranchers are ramping up prevention, aiming to make sure that this decades-old cattle killer is stopped before it can take hold again.
It was eradicated from the U.S. That doesn't mean it was eradicated worldwide, right? So it's a globalized economy, and again, it's sprouted up near the border. So I think it's logical to say that maybe it came from outside the U.S.
So the USDA is investing hundreds of millions to actually build new sterile fly facilities right here in Texas, but it won't actually be online until at least 2027. For more on protecting livestock from screwworms, head to our website. That's christv.com.
A 19-year-old is facing a 35 years in prison. Carmelo Anthony was given a guilty verdict for the deadly stabbing of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf during a track meet in Frisco last year. The two got into a fight over a tent during a rainstorm. Anthony's defense team argued he stabbed Metcalf in self-defense. A Texas sheriff fired one of his deputies after the shooting and killing of a college student. The Brazoria County Sheriff fired Kevin Tippett for violating firearm policies. days. Investigators say Tippit chased 19-year-old John Gabriel Mendoza Jr. to a home where he confronted the Texas State University student and fired his weapon. A grand jury will now decide if Tippit will face criminal charges. And Texas is joining 3 other states in investigating how FIFA sells World Cup tickets. Attorney General Ken Paxton says fans were misled about seat locations for matches in Dallas and Houston. One fan bought premium tickets before FIFA downgraded the seats to a lower tier. Investigators are looking into whether FIFA violated state consumer protection laws. FIFA has not yet responded to the claims.
So ahead of Amazon Prime Day and other big summer shopping events, it's nice to know which retailers are changing their prices most often. If you've seen prices change over the course of a day, you're probably seeing dynamic pricing in real time. When items are marked down, dynamic pricing is good for you. But other times, prices go up. From shelf labels in stores to real-time prices online, dynamic pricing is the new norm.
Retailers that don't have the algorithmic pricing, they do face a structural disadvantage against the competitors who can respond to things like market conditions in real time.
Whether shopping online or in store, if you see a good price, you might just want to buy it because that price could go up or possibly down in the next 5 minutes.
A new government study suggests that the health risk from alcohol may start with just one drink. Researchers found a single alcoholic drink a day carries a small risk of premature death from an illness or injury attributable to alcohol. It was a slight risk, 1 in 1,000 people, but the risk increased to 1 in 25 for 2 drinks a day.
I'm Jada Strayer, and I'm at Coast Life Credit Union, where 11 recipients are receiving scholarships to further their education.
11 local students were honored Tuesday night as their loved ones gathered to celebrate scholarships from Coast Life Credit Union. The recipients were chosen from more than 300 applicants.
Each year, our board of directors approves $1,500 scholarships for 11 lucky individuals that are pursuing further education. And so we invite them all and their families to join us to celebrate them receiving their award.
Among the recipients is John Hinojosa from Odom, a valedictorian with a 4.3 GPA heading to UT Austin to study civil engineering. He says the scholarship will allow him to dive deeper into his studies.
It gives me a little bit of relief knowing that I won't have as much of the financial burden when it comes to college. So it gives me a sense of relief that I get to focus more on my studies and my education.
Coast Life Credit Union board member Michael Sandrusi says these students represent resilience and determination.
A lot of them come from broken homes. Moms raising kids by themselves or dads raising kids by themselves. They've had a lot of obstacles to get through, but they got through them, and they're here, and they're in the top 10%.
The scholarship supports 7 high school seniors, 3 undergraduate students, and 1 trade school student. John Hinojosa has some advice for students still looking for scholarship opportunities.
I would tell them definitely put in the work. It takes a lot of effort, and I know my senior year in high school, it took a lot of effort. I was always in my counselor's office working on scholarships. So start early and just keep putting in the work every day.
As these recipients go on to further their education, the message in the room was to study hard and dream big. Reporting from the South Side, I'm Jada Strayer, Chris 6 News.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
Axe H2O submitted a business proposal to the city of Corpus Christi for a potential desalination facility. A letter from the city says they're in talks with CPS Energy regarding a partnership for the facility.
The state of Texas providing assistance for low-income families. This will help eligible households pay utility bills. New funding starts January 1st.
The Coastal Bend State Veterans Cemetery is holding an unaccompanied burial for Christopher Ray Flores this morning. Service will start at 10.
Meta is launching what it calls America's Workforce Academy, a free-of-charge 5-week training program. Data centers require surges of workers to get built. The Workforce Academy will be piloted in 4 states, including Texas.
Funding for Immigration and Border Patrol enforcement has passed the House. The move will now fully fund the Department of Homeland Security for the rest of Trump's 2nd term. It now heads to the president's desk.
So if you happen to have student loans, all current income-driven plans will be gone. They will be replaced with a repayment assistance plan. If you don't make a change, though, one will be made for you. Starts July 1st.
Game 4 of the NBA Finals will take place tonight. The next matchup will be in Madison Square Garden with the New York Knicks hosting the San Antonio Spurs. The Knicks have a 2-1 lead. Whoever wins 4 games first wins the series. So far, the road team has won every game. Tip-off tonight is at 7:30, and Game 5 will be in San Antonio on Saturday.
Let's go Spurs, right? All right, well, we got to find out if the weather is going to be a slam dunk today. Meteorologist Stephen Jones. How you doing, sir?
Well, good morning, you guys. You know, doing pretty well for our Wednesday. It doesn't look like we're needing the jacket as we're waking up, and I think the weather tonight going to be some prime weather for maybe watching the Spurs play up there. But either way, we're going to be the hot and humid that we were yesterday. It's going to get a little bit worse as we go through the rest of the week with pockets of major heat risk out there. But luckily, it's meaning the roadways are nice and dry this morning. Here's a view from our SPID Skycam. 79 degrees here in Corpus Christi with a few more cars picking up on that roadway, and on the traffic flow map so far, haven't been tracking any of the major slowdowns. If you're hitting the Harbor Bridge to and from Portland, looking at that good and green color flow so far, that's the same for our Robstown and Cal Allen commuters, both 37 and 44 coming in the clear. Just those minor slowdowns on Leopard so far. And as we're looking at our major thoroughfares here in town, Ocean Drive, SPID, and Saratoga in the clear. Minor slowdowns there on Ennis Jocelyn coming up towards Ocean Drive, but even Crosstown Expressway coming in the clear so far. If you are heading downtown, just some light slowdowns on Morgan Avenue, and as you're getting closer to Shoreline Boulevard there as well. But other than that, a good and green Wednesday morning as we're setting up out there. So let's get you that forecast as we're heading through the rest of the week and into the weekend, because rain chances are going to be on the rise. Just got to get through the week ahead first. Here's a view from our Sunset Island cam, courtesy of Matthews CCAC. A little warmer over there, 82 degrees by the Laguna Madre, with winds still out of the southeast 16 miles an hour. That's helping to continue funnel that moisture into the area. Temperature-wise across the board, those 70s and 80s right now. And in terms of our Lion of Utah Animal Services dog walking forecast, we're going to be on the warm-up through the next few hours. We've got Carlo here today, 85 degrees by 10 a.m., 88 by that noon hour, and we're going to hold on to the heat and humidity this afternoon, and that's the story of the next few days before rain chances finally start to rise this weekend. Increases in coverage next week with a slight dip in temperatures, 86 degrees by Tuesday.
A robot performance at a park in China had to be put on hold after a humanoid robot performing martial arts kicked a small child right in the stomach. Oh. The video quickly went viral on social media, with users commenting on everything from the child's welfare to the wig-wearing robot's colorful attire. There were also plenty of Terminator jokes predicting a doomsday robotic uprising. According to state-run local media, the boy was not seriously hurt.
All right, folks, this one is special. Before we go, check it out. The most important day in my life happened on this day in history, June 10th, 2024. The then Michelle Lorenzo made me truly the happiest man in the universe by giving me her hand in marriage. We were surrounded by friends and family up there in the hill country. Michelle looking radiant as always, and me with that goofy grin on my face that lasted all day long. We walked down the aisle, became the Hoffmans that you know and love today. We even sang a duet, me playing the ukulele and Michelle singing, although with a bit of a hoarse voice after too much partying for a bachelorette party. And if I may, on this 2-year anniversary, give your heart and soul to me, and life will always be la vie en rose. I think we still got it, folks. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a little sappy on our 2-year anniversary.
I'm so lucky. I'm honestly so lucky. I was crying during our 5 o'clock hour, but no water works for me right now. Still appreciate all of you guys. So glad we get to share this with you too.
We'll see you soon.